Dre here. As soon as I left AIT, I turned 42. I was told that I wasn't gonna get deployed. It was scary. It was not easy to absorb the news that they gave us. It was actually our first week in the unit, and then we got word. It was direct. Uh, it was a direct word. So we had with whoever was responsible to give us a brief about deployment. They told us we were gonna get deployed. Therefore, we didn't even spend a good year in our duty station. And then we were supposed to get ready for deployment. Some of us were sent in Iraq, some of us in Syria, some of us in Egypt. But it was pretty hard to let that sink in because nobody was ready for this. Anyone that has a family that you attach to, you have children, or you have a life that you were building, you were in the process of building, receiving that news is not easy to, how should I say this, process. It was a fun time before deployment. I had a chance to complete the spur ride and obtain my first pair of spurs. Went to gunnery where we actually learned how to complete our operation, which is fueling these birds and make sure they are filled up and armed to fly. Some events are pretty difficult, but that actually you learn a lot of things, especially for this job, being a 92 Fox. So the little time that I had left around my duty station, which is Clarksville, Tennessee, was for me to just spend some time alone and make sure I let that news sink in and have a little fun before I leave. Basically, not because something was going to happen to me, but you have to be ready for anything because you're a soldier. Uh, before being besides being a person, besides being a father, you are a soldier. And then over there, anything can happen at any time, especially for the jobs that we've been doing. But everything worked out. Everything worked out. The travel was pretty hard because you have to be transferring from a bird. It was hours and hours to go 6,000 miles away from the United States to go to our destination. And I have to say, it was scary that night when I landed in Syria because um, the first thing that comes in mind, and everyone that you're talking to, you say that you're gonna get deployed. The first thing they think is either you're gonna get killed, either it's gonna be very hard for you to adapt or sustain, or either you might not coming back. That was the first impression for some people. I think they didn't even say it, but you can you can tell that when you tell people that you're gonna get deployed. You tell it to a family member or someone that was close to you, you're gonna get deployed. How they gonna feel? But my greatest strength, I gotta say, my greatest support was actually my fiance. That's been there for me during the whole process. Because if it wasn't that, I don't know. Because some people they don't really make it. Usually deployments, they don't really make it back in one piece because there's always the mental part that gets really hit with the events, not being there for a family, not being able to be with your family. You have to deal with different type of personalities. Sometimes leadership might be shitty. There's a lot of things that, a lot of variables that could make it hard. But as long as you have that mental support and also you have that maturity, I gotta say, to control your mental, that us in our 40s that we have. I know some people, they tend to forget their age and they be acting like they were very young, but as in our 40s, as soldiers in our 40s, because I'm 44, I'm gonna turn 45 soon, like in the next 2 months. I gotta say, 2 months and a half. We have that capacity of controlling our mental so we don't go crazy, and especially in times where there's pressure and times where there's a lot of stress. So that video just tell a little bit about my deployment, about how It is hard at the beginning when you get the news, but at the end of the day, you'll be fine because it's all mental. All right, see you in the next video. This one is just like a little bonus video about my experience that I will be sharing with you. So I'll see you on the next episode of Frontline Focus by Dre. It's a bonus video. Happy Saturday. Have a good one. Aircraft.